Welcome back to a day in the life of a professional auto body technician. I'm your host. I'm gonna act like I'm that professional. So we're gonna finish fixing the tractor and then do some other stuff. What other stuff? I have no idea. But in the last video, I got this all skim coated, but now I've got to glaze it and get it all finished out. So first thing, I'm gonna take some 180 on my DA. I'm gonna get rid of all my 80 grit scratch. Nobody likes scratches, so delete them. All right, so in my body shop, I have a policy. You do not glaze over 80 grit scratches. You have to DA them out with 180. The reason for that is if you put a chemical over top of a scratch, your chemical is gonna harden and your chemical shrinks. So if you go over top of this, eventually it's gonna shrink down inside the scratches, and those scratches are gonna come to the surface. Nobody likes sand scratches, especially not me. So, gotta do it. Now I'm gonna hurry and get my glaze spread together, put a lot of air in this so I get tons and tons of pinholes, you know, the normal stuff. So I'll hurry and get this all spread out, get it glazed. We're gonna get this tractor sanded, looking nice, and primed. That way I can get it out and get what I wanna work on back in here, which is my wrecker, which is the reason you're watching this video, because you wanna see the wrecker. And I wanna show you the wrecker, because we got some really awesome plans on the front bumper. Ooh, getting glaze everywhere. I'll hurry and get this spread. You might wonder why I'm not wearing a mask. This is why. I need my air blower. All right, so I got my glaze all sanded down with 180. It's feeling pretty dang good. There's a few specks of metal, but after feeling them, it's nothing that I'm gonna tap and re-glaze. It feels really good. We're gonna have that flare all the way up to here, so it's gonna look awesome. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my DA and I'm gonna 320 everything, get all of my 180 scratches out of this. I'm gonna mask it up and get some primer shot on this so that we can get the wrecker in here. But this is super important. This pays the bills. So we gotta keep the shop going. So I'll hurry up and do that. Oh, I'm not allowed to say hurry up anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and just effectively manage my time and do that in a very timely fashion. That's better. Working on it. Anyway, I'll hurry up and get that done. Bruh. All right, so I've got it all 320'd. I'm gonna go grab some Scotch-Brite, some red Scotch-Brite, finish up a couple edges, grab some wax and grease. We'll wax and grease it, get it all taped, and time to prime it. It's prime time, boys. So as you can tell, the wax and grease is lifting all the wax and greases off of the panel, and we're gonna be able to wipe it clean. Look at that. That was gonna get in your paint. That is unacceptable.
I'm a little more worried about
Hey,
this getting.
that'll get covered, don't you worry. I just don't wanna blow it around. So I'm pre-cleaning this before I tape it. That way, when I get it all masked, I can just go right to primer. Just trying to get in here and get all of my edges taped. All right, so I got it all masked, I got it etched. So you have to actually use 2 coats of etch. This has to sit for about 5 minutes. I'll put my second coat of etch, then it's gotta sit for 10 minutes. So once I put my second coat on, I'm gonna head over to the paint shop, mix up the primer, get it all ready, and get this shot before lunch.
8 hours later.
Voila! Just like magic, this got primed. So you guys didn't get to see the priming process, but that's okay, and it's done. So we're gonna pull this out now that it's hardened up until another day when it can be painted. But that means it's time to pull the tow truck in. All right, King Fred is in. And we're gonna be doing some more cutting and splicing, but I sent Hillbilly to get some 2x3x10 gauge tubing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually cap the end. I'm gonna 2x3 it here and 2x3 across the bottom. Hack the rest of that stuff off. All right, so we got an awesome package today. It's a care package from our friends at Red Lobster. Check this out. They literally know exactly what we like. I'm gonna show you that. Just wanna send you some Red Lobster swag along with some gift cards. We love that you love Red Lobster. And we love Red Lobster. Thank you, Red Lobster, for sending us some gift cards. But I wanna show you my most favorite part. Check this out. I didn't even know that Red Lobster has swag. Got some super awesome Red Lobster hats. Got some Red Lobster hoodies. Look at this. It's got claws on them. Isn't that awesome? Red Lobster for days. The best for last. We got Christmas sweaters for everybody. The whole shop. Okay, don't look. Don't peek. Don't peek. I'm gonna put it on. Surprise! Look at this thing. It's got a kangaroo pouch. Look it. It's insulated. So you can put your
cheddar in it.
So you can put your Cheddar Bay biscuits away. Matt from Matt's Offroad Recovery would kill for one of these because he could put his raw oysters right in the kangaroo pouch.
That would be so smelly.
That would just be so terrible. Got one for everybody. I love it. Thank you, Red Lobster. We greatly appreciate all the support you guys give us, and everybody out there, go support Red Lobster. Head out right now. Go get you some crab. Go get you some lobster. Get you some raw oysters. If you want to know a fun fact, Matt loves raw oysters, and I love shrimp and lobster. And
Matt loves shrimp.
the boss doesn't like seafood.
Nope.
But that's okay. The rest of us do. Thank you. Back to normal crap. Hillbilly's here to help. We got our new metal. I was gonna use my welding helmet, but he needs it. So I'm gonna use my galoshes that are shade 5s. And check this out, my new gloves came.
They look big on you.
So here's what I've determined. If you look at this, this is how my brain operates, okay? Look at all these lines. I've deleted the lines that I don't want to cut. Here, 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 here. So I've left the solid line that's gonna get cut. Boom, right there. This is gonna be the new termination of the new reconstructed front bumper for Fred.
Is the battery unplugged?
Yes, but King Fred is going under the knife again. Come put your foot on this. So now I gotta cut through this. I'm just making little windows, just cutting and slicing and dicing. But this is gonna end up being what it is. I've got 2x3 square tubing. We're gonna box that in, flat, boom, and then I'm gonna put a piece all the way across the bottom. Give it some rigidity. That all slims, losing weight. Now we're really getting some clearance up in here. All right, so we've had as much fun as we can stand to have this bumper on the truck. So we're gonna hurry and remove it and put it up on our bench. So we're not working on our knees. We're sitting on the ground. While it's up on the bench, we'll probably figure out our lights. Hillbilly's gonna unbolt this. We're gonna go put it on the table. Is there still a bolt in?
I thought you took them out.
How did you do it? Was it really in?
There is
No way. You know,
That's not even very heavy.
you don't always have to pull the bolts out, but it helps. It does help. It may not look like much, but she's all we got. So I think what I want to do,
Weld that on fully, both sides.
well, yeah, we'll do that. And then we're going to connect. We're going to connect this plate with a 2x2, but we want to make sure that we can still get a socket on here, still get a socket on there, still get our stuff in there. I'm going to weld up everything. Going to weld there. We're going to do a lot of welding in here. But first of all, I want to cut this, get that trimmed up, because I want to put my 2x3 sticking out about a ½ an inch. All right, so Hillbilly's going to get us a cut that's 36 inches long. It's a little bit overhang, but we're gonna get this all fit out of that 10 gauge 2x3, and then we'll start making our sides and figuring all the dimensions and the angles and all that mumbo jumbo. But we're gonna start with our center. Right now we're snagging in the center. So we're gonna trim that up and get this to where it'll sit correctly. We're gonna have it overhang the bottom by like a ½ of an inch or 3/4 of an inch, so we can just weld to it. then we're gonna build the other one going down. All right, so I'm gonna cut 2 of these that are 28 inches long for the side angle pieces. I've got this where I want it. I've got to figure out the angles. It's gonna go uphill, back. It's gonna be a fun little junction right here. I'll get that figured out, but I'm not gonna figure that out until the morning. So it is tomorrow. All right, so it is the next day and we got some awesome news for you guys. So I want to thank Onyx Maps for sponsoring today's video. We have a winner for last month's challenge. You guys downloaded the app so many times with her code that me and Hillbilly, you couldn't even tell we were in that competition. So thank you guys for going to the App Store, for clicking the link, getting on Onyx. You guys are awesome. But now I have to find her a Bronco. I got some awesome news for you guys. So this truck right behind me, we've been talking about it for 3 months. We're gonna be wrapping it with the Onyx Maps logo with your name. So for everybody that downloaded the app, got the premium membership or the elite membership, you're getting your name on this truck. It's gonna be on there for a year. It's gonna be super awesome. We're doing that here in a couple of weeks. So for those of you that missed out, today only, click the link in the description. Get yourself the app. If you get on the app, I'm gonna allow anybody today to be a part of this. But after today, it's closed out. We're getting that wrap made and it's getting put on this truck. So we got our BDS suspension kit. It's up at my buddy Kevin's, getting powder coated. We've got the method wheels. We've got our tires. We've got our worn winch, our Dometic fridge. We've got rugged radios. We've got so many things to put on this truck utilizing our elite membership. Make sure you guys go get the Onyx Maps app. If you're up in the mountains and you want to stay safe, utilize the Onyx offline maps. They've got over 10,000 blue trails that are all documented. So if you're out there, you have no service, Onyx is gonna keep you safe. Make sure you guys click the link in the description, get your name on this truck. You don't wanna miss out. I gotta remind you guys, so I forgot to say it in the Onyx ad, even if you've downloaded the app, I need you to click the link, put your login information and get your name the way you want it on the truck. If you don't do that, there's a chance we're gonna miss it. That is the tracking link. I need you to click it. And if you haven't got on the app, like I said, today only, we're gonna allow you to do it. We're extending that because we've gotta be able to track everybody that did it. So for the thousands of you that did it, smash that link. We're also gonna leave that link in the description for the next few videos. I'm gonna try to remind you guys, but I wanna just make sure that anybody that helped us out and helped Denver get a Bronco, I want you on that truck. So please click that link. So last night while the cameras were off, I made some angles. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a 3/4 inch lip on the bottom of this to put a real fancy, pretty weld. But it's some weird angles. I'm not good with angles. So it took me some time. I did it all off camera. We've just about got it all to the point where we can start tacking it together and getting it fit. Then we'll fit the sides. But I've got the center, we've got both sides, got them marked. We're trying to line them up. So I've got Hillbilly behind the camera right now because the boss is busy for a little bit. But anyway, I've just got to do a little bit more grinding and this bar will fit. That's way, way better. So I'm gonna keep it a little bit of a gap. But right there, we're gonna get this tacked in place and then we'll show you guys. This is about what we're after. Just trying to make sure this lines up. And I'm gonna leave this one overhanging because I don't know how to do this side yet. We're learning. You're learning with us. All right, so we've got these tacked in place. They're not perfect on the bottom side, but it's underneath. So I'm gonna put a fat weld here. But right here on the faces, they're even. And that's what we're going for.
It is time for King Fred to get some new shoes.
Make sure you put his socks on.
He just get new shoes.
All right, these are gonna end up being my side pieces.
Let's pop the hubcap off. Robby, you're missing a lug nut. We're gonna get these popped off to get the old shoes took off and put the new shoes on. There they are, the new shoes. BFG KM3s. It's going on King Fred. You gotta bust the beads in and outer before you can take them off the rim. I don't like to hold that handle because it hurts when they jerk. Take a tire soak. Change the head to the metal one so we don't ruin this plastic one, because it's for aluminum rims. After I pop those weights off, don't go scratch the rim, because it will push them around. That one is now garbage. Some of these we can reuse, and we do. King Fred's gonna look amazing now. He's gonna be new boot goofin.
New boot goofing. Oh!
And put the valve core in it, aired up. We'll air these up to about 65. 65. I'll hurry and finish getting the rest of these done, and then I'll take them all back in there and start putting them back on. See how much taller they are. Oh yeah, quite a bit. Good, we need it. Okay, on dualies, on the back where the rims butt up to each other, it's called the face. You want to clean the face off both rims so that way they may flush. They'll mount flush together and not be cockeyed or foobarred or anything. See, wire welling, get rid of anything that's in the way. You want a spider web? Another thing is when you get these duals on, you want to line up the valve stems across from each other. So one will be over here, one will be right here, so that way when you're airing up, you're not fighting with each other in the way or having them where the holes don't line up so you can only air up one tire. There's a dowel, a line-up dowel right there. Gotta put that in that groove. That's why it wasn't going on.
So they did it so you can't mess it up.
Yep. Not all dualies have them. So now you got a valve stem there. And one right there. We'll tighten down and get the rest of them installed so we can put King Fred down so he can be new boot goofing.
New boot goofing. Oh!
Can't put the hubcap on just yet because it needs a lug nut also. So we're missing two lug nuts total. Let's see if it's the right one. Wrong size and stud or lug nut. Time to let King Fred down and see how he sits. Hey Robbie, come look how proud King Fred's sitting.
Look at that!
Sitting high and proud.
That looks a billion times better. Those BFG KM3s are gonna be a game changer. Dang, it really is higher.
Mm-hmm. These tires are about 4 inches taller.
As they should be. That looks so good. When we get this front end 4-linked and ORIs on it, yeah. Then we gotta figure out how to tuck those. All right, so after hours and hours and hours of delicate, precise cutting, I was able to mold all these pieces of steel together on extreme, weird angles. But this is a bottom cap for that bumper. And it's gonna be perfect! I know you couldn't hear that because you weren't on the other side where you would hear it. Look at it! Look at it! So check this out. You take it. The jigsaw puzzle. Look at that! Fits on it with such precision. So precise. Oh, I gotta just do it. Now I gotta go move the other side, but there's so much precision in it that it's just, can't even believe I did it. I've got this all patched in. I had to make a little piece here. I was able to get this all fully welded. I've got to weld up the other side. I'm not gonna weld the center yet because I wanna do something and somehow get that center piece out. Not right now, but I'm gonna make some panels that go here for some lights. They're gonna weld in. It's gonna be 1/4-inch plate. It's gonna border them with my flush mount Baja Designs lights. I'm just trying to figure this bumper out as I go, but I think this is turning out super sweet. Super duper sweet. The whole inside has to be welded, but I'm not gonna do that today. That'll be a great job for Hillbilly. He likes to come in the mornings when nobody's here. Anyway, I've gotta weld up that. I'm gonna weld this whole seam right here. Had to do a patch right here. Get that all welded in. It was turning out noise. I gotta figure out how to terminate these end pieces. Probably gonna trim it back. Maybe trim it on an angle. Put one solid piece. I just don't know yet. I'm working on this. Little Adley shows up. So what'd she do? She rounds everybody up. Did you go to pumpkin patch today? What did you get there?
Pumpkin.
She got a pumpkin at the pumpkin patch.
No way.
Would you believe it? I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
Can I take a bite out of it?
It's not an apple, silly.
What do you got for us today, sweetheart?
Open the lid.
Lid to what?
Stir it up. Flush it. Thank you for cleaning my toilet.
That's rude.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. No joke today?
Now,
That was the joke. You made him clean your toilet. That's a good one, sweetie. Give me 5.
I need to use it too.
Yeah, she made me do it also, but I didn't let Hillbilly know it, so. All right, thank you, sweetie. She's off to dance, so.
Go with me.
Oh, I have to go with. So that means it's the end of the video. All right, so we got a lot of cool stuff to still do this bumper. We got a lot of work into it. It's coming along, but don't forget, click the link in the description. Here's the deal. If we get 100 more of you to download the Onyx Maps app, Mr. Hillbilly's gonna get himself a paid day off. So don't hesitate. Click that link and get the app. And as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one. Lincoln, point.